Have you ever felt like you're chasing after something but you can't quite put your finger on what it is? Like you're searching for a sense of peace or control in a world that feels chaotic and unpredictable? Today we're going to talk about 7 mindful illusions that might be holding you back from experiencing true freedom and fulfillment. We're diving deep into the heart of Stoic philosophy, exploring how these illusions manifest in our lives and, most importantly, how to break free from their grip. By understanding these illusions, we can start to see the world with more clarity and live with greater intention. This isn't just about understanding these concepts intellectually, it's about applying them to your daily life. Throughout this journey, I'll share personal stories and practical examples that will empower you to master your reality and unlock your inner Stoic. Are you ready to break free? Let's begin. The first illusion we often fall prey to is the illusion of control. We tend to believe that we have more control over our lives and the world around us than we actually do. We meticulously plan our days, strategize for the future, and try to orchestrate every detail, hoping to avoid any unwanted surprises. I remember a time when I was consumed by this illusion. I was working tirelessly on a project, pouring every ounce of energy into ensuring its success. I micromanaged every aspect, believing that my meticulous efforts would guarantee the outcome I desired. But then, life happened. Unforeseen circumstances arose, completely derailing my carefully crafted plans. I was devastated, frustrated, and felt a profound sense of failure. It was in that moment of perceived crisis that I realized the futility of chasing after absolute control. The truth is, life is full of unexpected twists and turns. Trying to control every aspect of it is like trying to hold on to water. The harder you grip, the quicker it slips through your fingers. The Stoics understood this concept deeply. They taught that true peace comes from accepting the things we can control, our thoughts, our actions, our responses, and letting go of the things we cannot. It's about shifting our focus from external circumstances to our internal state of being. This doesn't mean we become passive observers in our own lives. It means we act with intention and purpose, but also with the understanding that not everything is within our grasp. By relinquishing the need for absolute control, we open ourselves to the liberating realization that true freedom lies in acceptance and surrender. The second illusion that can cloud our judgment is the illusion of permanence. We often cling to the belief that things will always stay the same. We resist change, fearing the unknown and longing for the comfort of familiarity. But just like the changing seasons, life is in a constant state of flux. I think about my grandmother, a woman who exuded warmth and wisdom. She lived a long and fulfilling life, filled with love, laughter, and her fair share of challenges. In her later years, I witnessed her gracefully navigate the transitions that came with aging. She didn't fear the wrinkles on her skin or the limitations that time inevitably brings. Instead, she embraced each new phase with acceptance and grace. My grandmother taught me that change is not something to be feared but rather an opportunity for growth and renewal. Just as a tree sheds its leaves in the fall to make way for new growth in the spring, we too must learn to let go of what no longer serves us in order to embrace the beauty of transformation. The Stoics remind us that the only constant in life is change itself. By accepting this truth, we can approach life with a sense of curiosity rather than resistance. We can learn to dance with the rhythm of life, embracing the ebb and flow, knowing that even in the midst of change there is a profound and unwavering beauty. The third illusion we often grapple with is the illusion of perfection. We strive for flawlessness in ourselves, our work, and our relationships. We chase after an unattainable ideal, often sacrificing our well-being and happiness in the process. I remember a dear friend who was a gifted artist. She possessed an incredible talent, but was plagued by self-doubt and a relentless pursuit of perfection. Every brushstroke, every shade, had to be absolutely flawless. This pursuit of an unattainable ideal robbed her of the joy of creation. She became so consumed by the fear of making a mistake that she stopped creating altogether. It was heartbreaking to witness her light dim as she allowed the illusion of perfection to stifle her passion. The truth is, perfection is an illusion. It's a mirage that shimmers in the distance, always out of reach. The pursuit of perfection often leads to procrastination, self-criticism, and a fear of failure. The Stoics believed that true beauty lies in imperfection. They understood that our flaws, our vulnerabilities, and our imperfections are what make us unique and whole. By embracing our imperfections, we free ourselves from the shackles of self-judgment and open ourselves to a world of possibilities. The illusion of knowledge. The fourth illusion that can limit our growth is the illusion of knowledge. We fall into the trap of thinking we know everything, closing ourselves off to new perspectives and possibilities. I think about a time early in my career when I was invited to speak at a conference. I was thrilled and eager to share my insights with the audience. I had spent countless hours researching and preparing, confident in my grasp of the subject matter. During the Kwanda session, a young woman asked a question that challenged my assumptions and exposed a gap in my understanding. At first, I felt a wave of defensiveness wash over me. But then, I realized that this discomfort was an opportunity for growth. The Stoics believed that true wisdom lies in acknowledging the limits of our knowledge. They understood that the more we learn, the more we realize how much we don't know. This isn't a sign of weakness, but rather a testament to our capacity for growth. By approaching life with a beginner's mind, we cultivate humility, curiosity, and a thirst for knowledge that enriches our lives immeasurably. The illusion of separation. The fifth illusion that can distort our perception of reality is the illusion of separation. We often see ourselves as separate from others, forgetting that we are all interconnected. I remember a powerful experience I had while volunteering at a homeless shelter. I initially felt a sense of distance from the people there, seeing them as somehow different from me. But as I spent time listening to their stories, sharing meals with them, and witnessing their resilience, I realized the artificiality of the barriers I had erected in my mind. We were all connected, sharing the same human experience, navigating the ups and downs of life together. The Stoics emphasized the interconnectedness of all beings, recognizing that we are all part of a larger web of life. They understood that our actions have ripple effects, impacting not only ourselves but also those around us and the world at large. By cultivating a sense of compassion and empathy, we begin to see ourselves reflected in the eyes of others. We realize that our joys are amplified when shared, and our burdens are lighter when carried together. The illusion of time. The sixth illusion that can rob us of joy is the illusion of time. We often dwell on the past, carrying regrets and what-ifs like heavy baggage. We worry about the future, anxious about things that may or may not come to pass. I once met an elderly monk who radiated a profound sense of peace. Curious about his secret, I asked him how he managed to live with such tranquility. He smiled gently and said, "My son, the past is gone, the future is uncertain, and the only moment we truly have is the present." His words struck a chord deep within me. I realized that by constantly dwelling on the past or worrying about the future, I was missing out on the precious gift of the present moment. The Stoics understood the importance of living in the present moment. They taught that by focusing on what we can control in the now, we free ourselves from the tyranny of past regrets and future anxieties. This doesn't mean we ignore our past or fail to plan for the future. It means we approach both with a sense of acceptance and perspective, recognizing that the only moment we have the power to change is the present. The illusion of self. The final illusion we'll explore is perhaps the most profound, the illusion of self. We often identify so strongly with our thoughts, our emotions, our possessions, and our social roles that we lose sight of our true nature. I remember a pivotal moment in my life when I was going through a period of significant change and uncertainty. I felt lost and disconnected, unsure of who I was or what my purpose was. It was during a silent retreat that I stumbled upon a profound realization. As I sat in stillness, observing my thoughts and emotions without judgment, I noticed that beneath the surface of my constantly fluctuating thoughts and feelings, there was a sense of peace, a sense of stillness, a sense of being that was always present. It was in that moment that I glimpsed the truth of who I am, not my thoughts, my emotions, or my possessions, but something deeper, something more expansive. The Stoics recognized that our true self is not bound by our physical body, our social status, or our material possessions. They understood that our essence is something eternal, something unchanging, something that transcends the limitations of our ego. By detaching from our identification with the impermanent aspects of our being, we free ourselves to connect with our true nature, our authentic selves. Mastering your reality. We've explored 7 mindful illusions that often cloud our perception and prevent us from experiencing true freedom and fulfillment. These illusions include control, permanence, perfection, knowledge, separation, time, and self. Reflect on these illusions in your own life. How do they impact your thoughts, emotions, and actions? By becoming aware of these illusions, we take the first step towards breaking free from their grip. Apply these insights in your daily life to navigate with greater clarity, resilience, and purpose. Remember, mastering your reality is an ongoing journey, not a destination. Strength does not come from physical capacity, it comes from an indomitable will. Mahatma Gandhi. Unlock your inner Stoic and step into the freedom of mastering your reality.